All right, we're going to do a video analysis here for Wayne. Wayne is brand new to the program. This is his first video. Pretty much brand new to pitching as well. So we have a clean slate to work with. Really excited to see the progress that he makes. So let's take Wayne into his leg lift. Get him driving forward and finishing the throw. Not a bad start. Ton of potential we have here. I have Spencer Strider down below just to use as a reference point as to what we want to work towards. Right? So obviously Spencer's throwing off of a mound. He's going to be moving a little bit faster because of that. Wayne looks like you're standing on some concrete, so a flat ground. So that might throw it off a little bit, but that's just for context. What we really want to focus on is the main movements and the main positions that we should be trying to get in, which we'll work on throughout the program, right? So if we got right here, leg lift for Wayne, what I really like is his ability to shift his weight. That's something a lot of beginners struggle with, and it looks like you have some pretty good body control right there. So what we have here is leg lift, right? Balance point on that back leg, and we're starting to go down the mound or towards our target right here, right? Same thing that you'll see from Spencer down below, right? Leg lift right here. And then you see going downhill towards the mound. I'm sorry, towards home plate. Down the mound towards home plate, right? So that's an awesome start. So now the next part, Wayne. We want to load that back leg even more, right? So if you take a look here, Spencer Strider gets out to this position. Look at the back leg flexion. Look at how his weight is back there. He is locked and loaded on that back leg, and his front leg is staying completely closed because that's what's keeping his hips closed, right? For you up top, what we see here is you're getting that good hip shift, but this front leg is kind of just swinging open forward, right? And at the same time, we're not getting much load in that back leg, right? We don't have to sit super, super low, but you'll see in the program throughout the drills that are going to be in your specific program, we have drills and exercises that are teaching you how to load that back hip so you can get power from the backside. So stay tuned for that. This is what you want to look like, right? Similar to this. Maybe not this low, but you get the idea of loading that back hip to launch yourself forward. So now for you, Wayne, as you go forward, right, take a look at that front leg, right? We're coming up and we're just swinging that front leg open and then taking a step forward, landing facing home plate, right? Straight line, which is good. But then this back leg, you're getting no drive on it. It's kind of just there, right? Compared to down below, when we look at Spencer, right? He's got that back leg loaded, like we talked about, and he's got that front leg closed, right? So it's keeping those hips nice and closed, and nothing's leaking open. He drives. Now, as he's entering front foot strike right here, you could see his foot is starting to face home plate, right? So he's starting to open up right here, and the way he's opening up is that back knee and that back hip firing, right? So you take a look here, he's loaded, and then you go up a few frames, you see that knee come down, which is forcing the hip open, which is why his foot is opening. Right, so now we end up in a position here on front foot strike, same position you're in up top, where look how his leg is turned over and his hips are open with his front foot in front foot strike. And you, Wayne, you're in front foot strike. Your hips are kind of open, not fully open, and your back leg is lagging behind because you really didn't use it. Right? So that's going to be a big focus for us, and that's a lot of untapped potential that you have. Right? So now as we go further, we look at Spencer down below. He lands hard, locks out that front leg, full stabilization right here, and his trunk launches him forward. Right? For you, Wayne, up top, we get you coming down, pretty stable up top, right? You're landing, front foot strike. Your leg is not totally collapsing. It's sticking there, and we're getting decent extension, right? We're not getting the front leg lockout that we want, like you see down below with Spencer, right? We're not getting this with you. We're still kind of bent, and that's because we're not producing enough power from the backside to force that front side to lock out, right? So that's going to be a big focus for us. But what I do like is that you get good trunk extension. So if you look below at Spencer, right, you see how he is getting over his front side really well as he's getting towards his target. You're looking pretty good, right? I think we could even improve this even more as we add some power, but that's showing me that you're capable of getting in these positions, right? So then now as we finish out, right, we got full extension right here. So you're hitting the chair with the towel. That's awesome. That's a good way to train yourself to get good extension. And there we go, right? So that's lower half. Upper half, arm pad stuff, glove side. We'll start with the glove side, right? So Wayne up top with the glove. We're getting the glove swinging out, right? If we take a look here at the glove side for Wayne, he's come set. His glove swings out. So right here, it looks like you're pointing at your target, which is what we always want to do, right? Our body's going to go where our glove and front foot point. So it looks like we're pointing at our target, but rather than fully tucking, right, you want to come to a point here where you're tucking to your chest. If you take a look down below at Spencer, you'll see what I mean, right? So he comes out of the glove with his throwing hand, and now he's pointing his glove at home plate, right? Like we just talked about with you up top, right? Yours a little higher, his a little lower. That's totally fine. It's preference. But now if you watch Spencer down below, you'll see that his glove tucks into his chest as he comes forward as a way to anchor his upper body, right? So for you, Wayne, up top, what we're seeing here is you're pointing towards home plate as you're coming forward, and then your arm is just kind of hanging out and leaking, because now as you finish your throw, your glove arm is back here, right, behind your body. As opposed to, again, if you look at Spencer down below, his glove is fully tucked into his side. All right, and then lastly, arm path. This is going to be a big part, especially of your first phase, Wayne. Right, when we get here, when we come out of the glove, what I'm seeing from you up top is that you're pulling your arm straight back, right? You'll see in the drills that I've assigned to you, I want you to come out of the glove and go straight down to the hip, and then you pull with the elbow up to get into a 90-degree angle, similar to where you are here, which again shows me that you have the potential to get in these positions. And now again, if we look below at Spencer, you'll see what I mean. So he breaks his hands, and you see how his arm comes right down here towards his pocket, right? We call that reaching in the bucket. Compared to you, you're coming straight behind you. So the reason why this is not good is because your arm's going that way, your body's going this way. So then when you end up in a position like this, right, you're lunging forward, and your arm was behind you, and now you're trying to bring it back around, and it's going to throw off the timing, and it's going to be hard to be consistent, and you're not going to produce as much velocity as you should, right? So if you take a look below at Spencer, his arm goes straight down as he strides forward and fires his hips. You'll see that his elbow starts to pull his arm back up, just like you see in our drills, right? Elbow pulls his arm up, all the way up, pretty much even with his shoulder. And now as his hips fire, he's in that good throwing position that we talk about, that 90-degree angle. Right here And now everything is just cause and effect because he's stabilized that front foot. And now he just has the energy going up through his body and transferring out the arm as he lunges forward. You get everything going towards home plate. Right? So for you, Wayne, again, you're coming straight out of the glove, kind of coming around and then forward. So this is just me giving you an explanation and hopefully a good visual of what we want to work towards. Okay, so it looks like you're pretty athletic. Looks like you move pretty well, but there's a lot of boxes that we have to check. So the main takeaways I want you to get from this video are when we're doing our rotational exercises with our hips, we want to try our best to keep this front foot closed. Keep the front foot closed, keep that back leg loaded, throw that knee forward to throw the hips forward. So that way you can really power through your hips and fire through your glutes in order to produce power. Up top with the glove side, it's important we put that weighted ball in our glove because that's going to help us anchor our glove to our side as we finish. That should be a really easy fix. Just to be conscious of that, of getting that tuck like you see right here with Spencer, very similar, right? Instead of getting that leaking all the way behind us like we see here. And then arm path wise, right? Keep it simple, follow the drills. When we're in the glove, when we break our hands, reach down to the pocket. As we stride forward, pull up with the elbow, and then get into that good 90-degree angle. I'll show you once more down below with Spencer. Right, see how he reaches down to his pocket. As he lunges forward, he pulls up with his elbow, gets up to that good 90-degree angle, and then everything launches forward. All right, hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. I know I threw a lot at you. We're not obviously going to solve this in one day, but this is what we're gearing your program towards to get you throwing as efficiently and as healthy as possible. Keep up the good work, man. I'm excited to see your progress.